Our structural conventions came from many sources and elements we borrowed from real media texts. For example, we knew our main genre would be film noir, so our use of mise-en-scène contributed to this factor. Our use of locations were heavily influenced by film noir and postmodern qualities. We knew film noir were always shot in big cities, therefore choosing iconic locations in London to film, such as Big Ben, Piccadilly Circus, and the Swiss Rebuilding, which we thought would give us enough locations to match the requirements of a teaser trailer. We also chose dark locations to enhance our film noir theme, where we could then use high-key lighting generated from the camera, which would produce shadows around our leading character to add mystery and uncertainty. We chose iconic locations to destroy within our teaser trailer, such as the Swiss Rebuilding, because it allowed us to explore the postmodern qualities of our film, such as the dystopia we created and the theory of disequilibrium by Todorov by destroying postmodern buildings. We were heavily influenced by our main source text, Sin City, which contributed to our use of costuming. We loved Sin City's neo-noir and heavily stylized look, and wanted to replicate its isolated colour effect with the black and white, therefore choosing to place our protagonist with a plain shirt and red tie, which would allow us to recreate this effect. By using the colour correction tool, it gave our film a uniqueness. We also chose our use of costuming with the idea of the way the Matrix placed the agents who were always seen in a shirt and tie. Therefore, being our second actor, I chose to place myself in a shirt and black tie. This also adds a believability, as the viewers could identify with the character because he was dressed with normality. The last costume we used was placing our protagonist in a scene at home in a white t-shirt. This gave our protagonist a vulnerability, but also the use of white showed he was the saviour or the hero to the storyline. We used many close-ups and mid-shots to emphasise the character's fear through facial expressions. We used long shots for each iconic building we shot, as this gave us enough space to show what was being destroyed. But also we had shots heavily stylised by film noir. We would notice in film noirs there would be a shot where the protagonist would be looking through a blind, or expose the character's shadow through mid-shot generated by low-key lighting. We then used these shots in our actual work. We also use a Dutch tilt shot that is heavily used in this genre, but also inspired by a trademark Guy Ritchie shot of point of view, where the protagonist may hold the camera, which was one of our favourite shots. For the music, we used the audio editing software Adobe Audition, which was where we laid the audio tracks out and was able to manipulate the sound to what we wanted. We also used ProScores, where we got the music samples from, which was a brilliant source which had over 3,000 files of industry standard percussion and strings. We wanted music which would demonstrate mystery and add tension. Therefore we identified Batman Dark Knight theme Always a Catch, which we wanted to recreate. I shall now play a 15-second sample of the original and what we came close to achieving. As you can hear, the music adds great tension and enhances our trailer greatly. On the other hand, we also use sound effects complements of action essentials too, such as the audio of an explosion. Gesture and the way the character moved was also key to our story. Our character was seen often limping or extremely cautious looking around. This was used to try and convey that he was seeking answers and couldn't understand why this was happening to him. He went with the belief of trust no one. Surprisingly, we did not use many props. Our plotline was largely based on the use of setting and how we portrayed our protagonist through dialogue, although during the scene at home we used a TV remote to emphasise he was watching the TV. We decided to model our protagonist on the Fight Club character Edward Norton. He was a perfect example of a struggling character unable to find his identity. Therefore, our character's facial expressions often emphasise his anxiousness. Our titles were based on District 9 and Terminator Salvation. We liked the metallic style font from Terminator Salvation and combined this with the District 9 typography style of text. We also used the Constantine Warner Bros. Logo of the iconic logo being destroyed, which we thought matched our genre perfectly to emphasise our apocalyptic theme. Aside from the physical conventions, we also use many theorists. Prop believe there are certain character types to help the narrative function. We use the hero for our main protagonist, and the donor played by yours truly, who aids the hero and provides guidance to the storyline. Also Levi Strauss' idea of binary oppositions. In our case, normal versus strange, and the known versus the unknown. We also took inspiration from Dan Tapscott, who believed in collaborative minds. Therefore, we employed a tactic through our viral marketing, where fans can vote and submit an alternate ending using Facebook and Twitter.